This is SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports show. Coming to you from Sportsbook at L'Auberge Lake Charles. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
Jayden Daniels and LSU got one whale of an early Christmas gift, that is for sure. Welcome in, glad to have you. Coming to you from the Sportsbook at L'Auberge, we are SoundOff. All right, obvious headline lead. The kid, I don't know where you got that. Jayden wins the Heisman.
Did you, that kid, Jayden,
you invented
Did you
it.
come up with that promotional? Because I'm always jumping your butt calling these people kids.
Well, as old as I am, that's what they are to me. You know,
Yeah.
if I was playing when they were playing.
Well, they're all babies
they would
to
be,
you.
Yeah.
They're all babies to
okay,
you.
Mr. Sarah.
All right, look.
Well, Jayden's almost as old as you
This
are.
is LSU's second quarterback to win the Heisman in 5 years.
Yes, it is.
Just let that
QB.
marinate.
It's
Just let
it's
that marinate
there.
a little bit. All right,
It's there.
we got a lot going on. No defensive changes announcement at LSU just yet. We'll get into that in a little bit.
It better happen.
The Saints snapped this 3-game losing skid. I don't know what I see on the
But
field.
let me,
I don't know what I'm seeing on the
you
field.
said
I don't know about this team.
Snap the game. Rick,
I don't know.
They played the worst team in the conference.
Oh, that's awful.
We gotta talk about that.
Near.
What did you mean by saying
The
that?
time is near, not for DA to get
Have
fired.
you ever?
God.
have
I'm
you-
trying to move on with the promos. Will Wade, the
just
time
wanna
is
talk.
near. The time is near. Will Wade
Isn't
will get
this
on
a
the
talk
bench.
show?
Hush. You're not
Yes.
talking just yet. He's going to get on the coaching bench for the first time in
Can't
well
wait to
over
see
a
him.
year, and he's excited about that.
Coach
All right, and
Wade.
we'll discuss the future and the situation surrounding Barb star pitcher Landon Victorian, one
Sad
of the best
situation.
in the country.
Sad
We'll get into
situation,
that
yeah.
way later on in the
Sad.
show. Let's get into this LSU Jayden Daniels. Folks, that it was going to happen for at least, a month or two? Jayden Daniels was going to win, at least I had been. Jayden Daniels was going to win the Heisman, and he won.
No, you were saying he should.
No, I said he was going to win it. No,
Okay.
he was going to win
Okay.
it. I was
I
convinced
said he was
going to
win.
win it.
But Scooter, this is the question I want to ask Scooter, Rick, because we didn't have a vote. Scooter, what do you think the most important factor? He did have a winning season. I mean, he's not going
Well,
to
he
a
had a
major
winning season.
Well, winning, but not in our standard. Okay,
Okay.
not in our standard. What do you think made the committee say that's
It's not a
our guy?
committee.
Sports writers.
Play along.
It's
Play
what-
along.
What made
It's
them?
900 voters.
You know what I'm saying.
With
you know what I'm saying.
900 different opinions
What
of
you
what
think-
most outstanding player.
Answer the question.
That's what I'm waiting for him to
politician.
do. He talking like I talk, Rick.
Probably
you know?
stats is what he, and that's the last thing.
That wasn't one tangible
I can
thing?
tell you now, I did vote Daniels,
of course.
Yes.
Penix, and the Florida State quarterback, Ford.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Good for you, Scooter.
I
Wow.
wouldn't have voted that way, but good
Yeah,
for you.
but good for you, Scooter.
Yeah,
Wow.
all right. So he's
No
right.
Bo Nix,
Look,
just
But
kept
they're
him
like,
out, mix
there's
it up.
there was 885 voters.
and the media
That's-
played it off as being, a close. I didn't think it was close.
I didn't think it was
thought
close
I
either.
thought it was a comfortable win by
I do.
Jayden Daniels.
I do. I
But
mean-
look, his offensive categories, like Hobbs was saying, he just blew it out the water. Despite some pushback that over the last couple of weeks, that there were some media pundits out there, probably with votes like Hobbs, saying that, 13 of those 50 touchdowns was against Grambling and Georgia State.
You know what?
I said, pooey on that.
And that's okay. I'm okay with
Still
it. But
50.
you know what? This is my take on it, Rick, man.
He gained more yards than 80-something
Wasn't even close.
teams.
Think about that.
Wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. The thing I think when you look at Daniels, and the thing that I try and look at, if I was a guy that had a chance to vote, the one thing that would probably make me say this kid is the kid.
This kid.
I say this kid, yes.
It's that
Look
kid.
at how he performed and the things that he did for his team.
Yeah.
That to me, Rick, that's
Toughness,
it. That's it. Rick.
character, leadership.
LSU would have lost 5 to 6 games
Yeah.
this year if
He
it
was-
wasn't for him.
He was like a perfect team.
Hands down.
He really was. He was
Yeah, I
supportive
agree.
of
I
everybody.
agree.
Everybody.
He was no trouble on the field,
No.
off the field, just constant work. The acceptance speech, look, tough to beat Joe Burrow's.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
people were crying
Yeah.
with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
But his was great. And then at the end, he gave the high praise and recognition to Greg Brooks.
Yeah.
His teammate fighting brain
Yeah.
cancer at St.
He
Jude's.
did.
I
He did.
mean,
And
a
that's-
touching moment.
And that's
to
somebody
finish it up.
you know when it comes to football, life is bigger than football.
Yeah, this
That's what that kid showed you too.
This young man.
Life is bigger than football.
This young man's in for a tough fight at St. Jude's Hospital, by the way.
It seemed like an agreeable group up there. All
Yeah.
four of
Yeah.
the finalists.
Yeah.
It really was. And look, guys, It is immeasurable, because I kept pounding on the table way early on when he became a candidate. It is immeasurable what a second Heisman Trophy for an LSU, not just LSU, but a quarterback.
Yeah.
A quarterback.
I mean,
think about
Rick, when you, and I don't know Scooter maybe,
and the attention it brought to that program.
you came from another university and you won the Heisman. Think
A
about
transfer.
that now.
A transfer.
You came
Another
That's
transfer.
the way you do it
know
now.
it.
Yeah,
okay.
that's how you do it
The
now.
last what?
It's
All of
no
them
more.
since Burrow.
I mean, that's the thing, dude. It's and when you look at it, what people in Arizona didn't see in this kid that LSU, and I don't mean to say it that way, but what did they not see?
I think they saw it.
They saw it.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
saw it.
he chose to
You
leave.
know, the coach,
Herb Edwards.
Herm Edwards,
Herm Edwards.
he was talking about that. And he thought in the right program. He admitted that Arizona State wasn't the right program.
Wasn't the right fit.
For him, but he was not shocked that with LSU's resources, he was able to end up doing what
That he
The
did.
talent.
That he did. Rick.
He didn't win it
Yeah.
on his own. I
Yeah.
mean, the talent
Yeah.
that LSU afforded him.
Although
to
you
do
didn't
that.
think going in he had any wide receivers.
I was
Nah,
proven
you
wrong.
did. We
One
told
of
you.
them
We
finished
told you.
second.
I am the one guy
Yes.
on this panel
We
that
told you,
will
Rick.
say when I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Rick, we told you, Rick.
Thomas
We
and
told you.
Malik Neighbors
Yeah.
blew it out of the water.
They
All
did.
right,
Big time.
maybe in the weeks coming we'll talk about where Jayden Daniels will fit in on a Sunday in the NFL, but Mel Kiper has him in the top 4, possibly top 3 if Shedeur Sanders goes back to Colorado.
Top 3 quarterbacks,
Quarterbacks,
not
I'm sorry.
Quarterbacks.
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 He is really good. And the Max Bar and Grill in Westlake
Yes.
is also very good, and they're a great landing spot to chill out and take a breath during the holiday hustle. Too tired to cook? Gather everybody up at the Max for great steak, seafood, burgers, po' boys, gumbo, and so much more. Open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Weekend brunches start at 10. Live sports action, great service, great times all the time at the Max Bar and Grill.
If it's a story worth telling, it starts with Getaways specializing in me time. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Escapes to soak the day away. And rounds on a course designed by Tom Fazio. Start a story all your own at Le Berge Lake Charles.
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
We're the attorneys Southwest Louisiana has known and trusted for decades. We fought relentlessly for our clients and won. We are proud to announce a new name based on our legacy of success. We are Lundy Law. The name may be new, but our team's commitment to pursuing justice for our clients has never been stronger. From personal injury and maritime cases to insurance claims, mass tort, and civil litigation, you can count on the experienced attorneys at Lundy Law.
What's bugging you?
Is it termites? The season is now and they are swarming. At J&J Exterminating, we offer some very effective weapons against infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Don't wait. Contact us now for a free inspection.
His name was Cain. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
Welcome back to SoundOff, coming to you from the Sportsbook at Le Berge. SoundOff brought to you by Lundy Law, also J&J Exterminating,
Yes.
Miller Lite, and Le Berge Lake Charles. Hey, welcome back. Will
Great
Wade's
partner.
long-awaited debut to the coaching
He's
bench.
back. He'll be back.
He's coming up. We'll
He'll be
talk
back.
about that.
Can't wait
Southern
for that,
Miss
man.
game is coming up. And, of course, we'll have some McNeese football chatter in a little bit. All right, back to LSU football. Bottom line. Will Brian Kelly fire defensive coordinator Matt House?
You gonna keep him? You gonna keep him?
I asked the question.
You gonna keep him?
I think he's gone, but you
What?
guys weigh in
I would
quickly.
guess so, but Kevin, how are you so convinced? You're not out there. How are you
This-
so
yeah.
convinced that he's the
I think
problem?
he's going to
Let
fire
me,
him, but
let me tell you why. Because you couldn't find the talent you needed to run the type of defense you needed. That's on you.
well, that's also the
That's
entire
on you as a
coaching
defensive
staff, Brian
coordinator.
Kelly, but
You find the players, you need to run the type of defense you want to put on that field. If you can't find the players, that's on you. Don't run it. You was running deep defenses. You was in man coverage on this. You didn't have corners that could play man.
Well,
It was horrible.
You had no
It was
secondary.
horrible.
You had no defensive line coach.
But the thing is, Scooter, you was playing man coverage when you didn't have a rush. How can you play man coverage when you don't have a rush?
All right, so you're thinking House made some schematic errors.
You think it was all House's fault?
Yeah, come on, guys. Y'all don't see it that way,
I'm
guys.
not.
You got to make adjustments,
I'm
Rick.
just telling you,
If you're that good of a defensive coordinator, you've got to make those adjustments, man.
Well,
That's
look,
why Brian
you
Kelly
have to cover people up.
Brian Kelly gets the big bucks to decide.
That's why.
that.
But
and he has done that at Notre Dame.
And with the talent,
he let it be
some
known.
of the talent that you had on there, and you end up the way you do. No, Rick, no. No.
I think that talent level is a lot less impressive than you think
First of all,
it is.
this is the thing that would upset me. You've got a guy that's an edge rusher, probably one of the best in the country with Perkins.
All right, he makes some mistakes. There were some mistakes.
Why is this
there.
kid in the middle of the field?
We've talked about that ad nauseum. I got it. Okay, now let's move on. Your boy, your man, fired at Florida, Corey Raymond. Brian Kelly.
Why don't
let
you bring
Raymond
him back?
Walk.
I'm confused.
I wouldn't be surprised if he.
Why don't
is
you bring
not
him
in
back?
some capacity.
But let me tell you
Really?
something else. But let me
Really?
tell you something else that you don't know, guys. Him and Frank Wilson.
Okay,
You saw
and
my
two
fingers,
great
right, guys?
recruiters, two great recruiters.
The best.
And I think
The
Kelly,
best.
what's your impression? I think Kelly
The
leans
best.
on Frank Wilson. I think he leans
Oh,
on
I
him.
know he
Oh,
does.
I don't think so.
I know he does.
So, but you really think
Well,
Kelly will open that door again to Corey Raymond?
Rick, why wouldn't
I
you?
don't see why not.
Why wouldn't you?
I mean, apparently they didn't like him in Florida, but
Yeah.
Corey Raymond was much beloved at
Architect
LSU.
of DBU
Big
to
time.
a degree. All right,
I'm
okay,
telling you,
okay,
Rick,
all right.
yes.
All right. Let's go back to Gainesville now, because you kind of pointed it out. He calls me at like 1 in the morning. Hey, did you hear this news? Portal, Jennings, the Bulldog, the
I'm
former
the one up at 1 a.m.
Yeah, really. He's watching
I'm
those
telling y'all right
no-nonsense
now.
bowl games.
I'm telling y'all right now, ATN is coming to LSU.
Trevor Etienne
He's
in
coming
the
to
portal
LSU,
at
I'm
Gator.
telling you.
Is that your
He's
guess,
coming to
or is that
LSU.
your inside
He's coming
info?
to LSU, I'm telling you.
He has no inside info.
If we let this kid get away again, shame on us.
He's got to be on Brian
Shame on
Kelly's
us,
phone.
man.
Finally get
Shame on
an
us, Scooter.
HN to LSU.
Need to.
I tell you,
He's talented.
He can play.
Clemson, you can better believe Clemson has got that jet parked in Jennings, bro. Okay,
Again.
I'm telling you. You
Again.
can better believe Clemson got
I
that
don't
jet
know.
parked in Jennings,
We'll see.
man.
It's an interesting
God.
with Trevor Etienne, a couple of years at Florida, played as
Can
a
you
true
imagine?
freshman.
Can you imagine this kid coming to LSU? Oh my goodness!
Well,
This kid.
they got some running backs still.
That's
They
what
got
I'm
They're
some
not
saying.
allowing any more kids.
All right, okay. Thursday's show, we're going to take a deep dive later in the week into
Yeah.
LSU's defense, what they need
Oh,
to
we
do,
will
and some
dig
of
a
the
deep
statements
dive.
by
Okay, we
Brian
will.
Kelly. All right,
I
no
promise you.
news on the McNeese portal in
No.
regards to their players possibly like a Micah
that's
Davey
good
or a
news.
John McCall.
That's
good.
That is good, Scooter. You're
But
right.
my beat on it, Hobbs, is FCS usually, those guys usually kind of wait and wait
do.
and wait
They
to
do.
see where the bigger FBS transfers
They do
go.
because
Now,
you don't want to.
I don't know.
You don't want to go somewhere where you won't play. You know.
Good point.
Where you won't
so
play.
I don't know. No news kind of right now for the Cowboys is good news.
Yeah,
They
I agree,
can
Rick.
ill afford to lose a star like Micah Davey and a John McCall.
I totally agree, Rick.
I mean,
Totally agree.
they just can't do
And I hope that they're doing whatever they can to make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay. Yeah, the McNeese football schedule for 2024. Okay, you must be happy. All right, they're going to play LSU in 26 and 29
Yeah.
for like 1.5 million. So that's
Yeah.
on the books.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Just because it's on the books, I mean, it's a contract. It could go away though.
Ordinarily, I
stays.
would say yes, but I don't know what's going to happen. I would not be surprised in the coming years, fairly quick, that the SEC goes to 9 conference games.
Yeah.
And it puts it in
And
jeopardy.
And that gets
that
hard to
might
do then.
change things.
Yeah.
That gets hard
And
to
if they
do
sign
then.
the contract, McNeese would
Yeah,
probably
but
still
you
get
can
paid.
always get
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
I know, but they could still get money.
negotiate.
But
They'll
if they go to
they'll get
9
some money.
games, Rick, it becomes hard.
All right,
then.
so the McNeese schedule for 2024, 12
12
games,
games.
but fans look at it only 5 home games. I think McNeese fans are kind of used to 6.
6
on average.
6.
So
Easy.
now it's 5,
It's 5.
because they got like 5 non-conference games.
Yeah.
Southern is the big one, right?
Yes,
they
it
open
is.
up August
Yes, it
31
is.
next season against Southern.
Yeah.
And then you've got
And
the
that's always a
A&M
good
game, the
game,
money
man.
game.
That's always a good game.
It's
the
going to be a
Southern
great game.
That's always a good game.
You know,
man, the
you've
Southern
got
game.
you know Alcorn again. You got Tarleton State
Yes.
again, and then they go to Utah, Weber State, and then they kick in with
Yeah.
conference.
Yeah.
But 12 games.
That's always a good
5
game.
of them at home.
No doubt.
Again, we keep talking about where this program needs to go and the pressure on Gary Goff.
It is. It's
Southern is no gimme.
Can you imagine
No gimme.
Will Wade walks away with winning 23, 24 games? Can you imagine what that does to the football program?
Well, you know, you
Can
just
you imagine?
love doing
No,
the
I
apples to
don't.
oranges. It's
Scooter,
basketball.
Help me out, Scooter. Help me out,
It's
Scooter.
basketball.
But it's a football school.
So you
It is
expect
a
golf to
football.
win 20 games next year?
Well, if Will Wade has anything to do with it, maybe it won't be a football.
I didn't say
school.
that.
I don't know.
Say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You know, look, speaking of Will Wade, it has been over a year since he has coached
Touch the floor.
in a real game on the sideline.
Yeah.
Earlier in the week, he had his press conference to lead into Southern Miss. Obviously, man, I've missed a game. I'm excited. Interesting. Go and get your thoughts.
Glad
on
to
it.
be back.
Here's a guy who is just, his fingers are in every part of that team. He said, you know, this is Wade talking, good coaches like himself will manipulate 6 to 8 points a game. That's where he can shift it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Now, I'm not going to
Yeah.
I'm not going to deflect that, but really, just 6 to 8, you think?
That's a lot, Rick.
It is,
That's
but
a lot.
I find that
That's a
interesting.
lot, Rick. Really, that's a lot.
You
Most
know?
games when it's close, Rick, you're
Well, he
talking
doesn't
about.
mean 6 points out of 80.
No, that he
score.
will, because his
He means-
decisions
His decision
can manipulate
change it.
6 to 8 points.
He means
Can
a
change it.
point spread, like.
No, don't
you
use
know.
that word. Don't use that word.
I know where you're going. You know, I'm big on coaching. I'm big on coaching on every level.
Rick, look.
See,
I don't
you're
know.
saying a
6
good
to 8
coach-
seems a little low to me.
A good coach against a mediocre coach is worth 6 points a game. That's what he's saying.
Maybe.
But
Maybe.
you've got coaches that are good coaches that can hold some teams to points that they want to hold them to because of defensive play. Now you got to look at that, Rick. That comes with coaching.
Defense is a big part of it. We're up against the clock. More SoundOff
Always.
from the Sportsbook at LaBerge when we come back. Stay right there.
We're the attorneys Southwest Louisiana has known and trusted for decades. We fought relentlessly for our clients and won. We are proud to announce a new name based on our legacy of success. We are Lundy Law. The name may be new, but our team's commitment to pursuing justice for our clients has never been stronger. From personal injury and maritime cases to insurance claims, mass tort, and civil litigation, you can count on the experienced attorneys at Lundy Law.
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
What's bugging you?
Is it ants? They're crazy, tiny, irritating pests outside trying to get in. At J&J, we offer weapons to locate, eliminate, and prevent their entering your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
SoundOff back at you at the Sportsbook at LaBerge. And the Sportsbook, great place.
The only place to be.
But they want to remind you, if you haven't tried Johnny Sanchez right around the corner here at LaBerge, check it out. Celebrity chef Aaron Sanchez and his unique twist to Hispanic food. Johnny Sanchez is the place for great Hispanic food.
That's the place to be, Rick.
Here at LaBerge. All right, back to basketball a little bit. Will Wade mentioned he was quizzed once again. I mean, every other day we're asking him about C.J. Felder, the transfer, and even Mike Saunders, the guard out of Utah. Now he's saying, as our broadcast schedule now earlier in the week, now he's saying something big, and this is a quote.
Well, you know what that means, Rick.
Something
Come on
big
now.
could happen Wednesday or Friday
Come on, you know what that means,
this
Rick.
week for the clearance of C.J. Felder and possibly Utah guard Mike Saunders. And it is in relation to the lawsuit filed in West Virginia by several states alleging that the NCAA's transfer blocking clearance unjustly blocks these players from playing basketball and working at schools. So, with that lawsuit, we need Matt Lundy here to figure all this legalese stuff.
So what you're saying is that
playing basketball in the Bill of Rights, I missed that.
Could very well be, sir. I don't know.
What you're saying is that there are some things that the NC2A need to keep their nose out
Well, you know, when you go to a federal court, you can get the federal courts, even though he hates it.
Yeah.
I support it
Yeah.
in regards to
It's
leveling
law.
the
It becomes
playing
law.
field. Yeah. So
It
it's not a
becomes
law.
law.
I'm just saying it's a lawsuit.
Yeah.
But now he's saying the attorneys working behind the scenes for Felder and Saunders in the area could very well, I guess, go to that lawsuit and get these guys cleared to play. And a lot of them cleared to play. You know, they're players sitting out there in limbo across the country.
Yeah.
But and according to Wade, if Felder gets cleared by Wednesday, he's playing against Southern Miss. And if he gets cleared, he's going to play Sunday against
Now,
UL.
has he been able to practice?
Yes, he's practicing.
Yes, he's
and
practicing,
he is
but he cannot play.
horse.
But he can't play.
He is a horse. I mean, he's a talent. So anyway,
Wow.
again,
That's big
nothing
news,
firm
Rick.
yet, but
That's big news.
It's in the work. All right, let's get to the Saints. 28-6.
Can I?
Woefully bad,
Go ahead.
Carolina.
I'm gonna let you
go
first.
Woefully bad.
Go ahead, Scooter.
Have
I'm
you
gonna let you
ever,
Ever.
and you've watched a lot of football.
A lot.
You've
a lot.
played a
I
lot
played
of
it, Scooter. I know it.
Have you
Watch
ever
this here.
seen a team look worse winning by 22 points
Never.
Oh my
in your
goodness.
life?
I know we're
Oh, my
exaggerating. but yeah,
goodness.
no.
I don't think I'm exaggerating.
You might not be.
Oh my
Not when you
goodness.
throw in the 22-point margin.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that
Was it 14 or 15 of the Saints' initial plays,
Rick.
all in Carolina
and
territory,
they scored
and no
no
points?
points.
No points, Rick.
no points.
Clunky.
Rick.
I keep calling
Rick.
this offense
Rick,
clunky.
Rick, the score should have been 40.
And
It should have
Carolina,
been 40-something. It should have been, well,
You know,
Scooter,
if they, you know, I know they're on an interim coach.
Yeah, they have a right to play too, though. You know what I mean? Even
They're
as
bad.
a professional team.
They're bad.
They have a right
They-
to play too.
I'm
And
sorry.
what they
have
are
to show up on
doing,
Sunday and play too.
their quarterback's name.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
Bryce.
Bryce Young. Alabama's former quarterback.
That is malfeasance and
It's
rookie
not right.
abuse.
It's
what
not
they
right.
are doing to
It's
that
not
kid.
right. That kid.
They
you're
got a
right.
pretty good secondary. Their defense
the
is
secondary
spunky.
is not bad, yeah.
They're spunky.
But Rick.
But you're
oh
right.
my
I
goodness.
mean, what they
Rick.
he looks like nobody coaches him.
Nobody.
You know he's a good player. He won the Heisman.
Nobody coaches him, Scooter.
All
He's
he
a
does,
good college
all
quarterback.
And
Yeah.
some of those what were they? 0 for 8
Oh,
or
it's just
on
awful.
fourth down.
And that's why I'm saying earlier in the show, I don't know what we have in the Saints. You can't judge this against Carolina. I know they're an NFL pro team, but this is a woefully pathetic NFL.
Well,
they will
it's
have
a
the worst record in the
pathetic
league.
division.
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
saying when you look at the Saints, you've got to come to a point and say to yourself, coaching has something to do with this.
Dennis Allen ain't doing that great of a job either.
Coaching has something to do with this.
I'm
Rick.
saying
I'm serious.
representing the NFC South.
Yeah.
We send Florida
Hey,
State.
you're the creative writer of the bunch. You need to come
Florida
up
State,
with
we'll
a
send
name
Florida State,
for the
okay?
NFC South.
That'd be good.
To gauge the mediocrity of
Who's
how
the
bad.
worst? I mean, how bad can it get, Rick? Seriously. How
don't
bad
know.
can it get? You got 3 teams tied for first place.
We thought it
That's
was bad
crazy.
last year. We thought it was bad last year.
That is
All right,
crazy,
look,
Rick.
Media
And you know
speculation.
the winner of that division? Well, host
Well, they'll
a
get a home
playoff
game. Ka-ching. All right. Dennis Allen was
Yes,
quizzed.
Scooter.
I mean, he was grilled about the dust-up between Derek Carr and veteran center Eric
that
McCoy
was
at the game.
nothing.
Hang on.
Yeah,
now,
I'm with
media
Scooter.
speculation
I'm with
is
Scooter.
gaining
Man,
steam
you need
that
that.
this is a
You
locker
need
room
that.
problem. This is a rift. The players don't like Carr. He's chewing out people. He's playing like snot, yada, yada, yada. I'm kind of with Allen and you. This happens in pro football. You know it. It happens
does,
on all
but the
levels.
thing, Rick, this is the problem, Rick.
But there might be something to this. There might be something
You've
to
got
this.
some veteran guys in that locker room expect certain things out of Carr because he's a veteran. And it ain't
And
showing up,
he's
Rick.
$32 million.
It's not showing up.
It isn't. It isn't.
And that's an issue.
Everything
That's
I've
an
heard,
issue,
I
okay?
don't think any of the team has a problem with him personally. Are you trying to make a big deal?
I'm not.
out
I'm
of,
just saying there. I'm not. I'm saying
Scooter.
it's gaining steam. They're asking questions.
Okay.
There's media pundits that cover this team saying it's something there.
Derek Carr.
Allen
some
says
of-
no, it isn't.
Some of what happened with him leaving the Raiders was due to his attitude, too. That was made on ESPN.
Yeah.
That was made known. His attitude. So,
Yeah.
Scooter, you tell me.
He's
could
a
that-
feisty guy.
But you know what, Rick? You got to lead by actions, not by words. And he's not doing that.
Okay.
Well, you're
All
right there.
Now,
You're the
he
quarterback.
obviously doesn't want to get hurt.
You're the
again.
trigger. You're the
He's
guy.
obviously don't want. But what was he doing under blitz?
What was he doing?
He was just like throwing it. I got to get rid of it.
What was he doing?
Granted,
Look,
he doesn't want to get hit and hurt
I
because
get
you
that,
don't want to go
too.
to Jameis Winston.
I get that too.
Yeah, we saw Jameis last week.
Oh my
That was
gosh!
enough.
Talk about clunky.
The Saints, man. This has been a tradition here in Louisiana, man, where this is what people look for on Sundays. And I'm gonna tell you, Carr, if things doesn't change or get a little bit better, you're gonna start hearing some boos.
I don't know. We got a three-way tie.
Whoa, you going to? You didn't hear him yesterday?
I didn't hear him like I thought I was gonna hear him.
No.
You're gonna start hearing some boos. Right
You weren't trying.
There are a lot of boos.
I'm telling you.
Kevin,
Three-way tie.
Are they stuck with that kind of money tied up?
Can you believe that?
Yeah, they got to
yes,
cut
they
loose.
are.
All right, look at our
They
final
are.
minute. Let's get on this story with Barb, star pitcher Landon Victorian. Look, we're a commentary opinion show, and we do journalism here, so we're going to stick to the facts as we know it.
Yeah.
That's been substantiated. There was an incident last week at the Barb baseball facility.
Yeah.
There was an altercation between young Victorian and some coaching members of that staff. He has been suspended. He is up for expulsion from Barb High School over that incident.
Yeah.
As of late Monday afternoon, the Calcasieu Parish School Board Disciplinary Committee was taking over this decision of him being expelled. Guys, if he's expelled, then his baseball career at Barb is essentially over unless there's some legal action.
It would be. I mean, there's no way he can attend school. It would be over, Rick.
And he's not on the
Did he
team.
graduate?
That's the
I don't
thing,
know.
Scooter.
Now,
There's got to be some outlet.
he has an
for
option to go to
graduate.
another school, either in Texas here and finish high school.
Finish high school, yeah. But I mean, if it's expulsion, no, he can't graduate.
Quickly. He's an LSU signee. Jay Johnson may say,
I mean,
I'm cutting
I
bait
don't know.
over this.
It's Jay Johnson. I mean,
Johnson doesn't have any problem attracting recruits.
I know.
Yeah.
We're out of time. We'll see you next
Always.
time later in the week, right here at the Sportsbook at LaBerge.
If it's a story worth telling, it starts with Getaways specializing in me time. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Escapes to soak the day away. And rounds on a course designed by Tom Fazio. Start a story all your own at LaBerge Lake Charles.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy your amazing backyard. Unless you have a mosquito problem, contact the experts at J&J Exterminating and take advantage of $50 off initial service. Make this summer the best ever with J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Miller Lite has more taste and only one more calorie than Michelob Ultra.